All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to explore one single, really powerful idea from A Course in Miracles. It's from Lesson 326, and honestly, it's all about challenging how we see ourselves and finding our true identity. So let's get right into it.
So before we jump into the lesson itself, let's start with a question that people have been asking forever, right? Beyond our jobs, our roles, all the things we do day to day, what is our true, unchanging identity? It's a huge question, and this lesson offers a very specific and pretty profound answer.
So, our first section gets right to the heart of the matter. The source material calls this a profound realization, and it's an idea that's really designed to shift our entire perception of who we are.
Okay, so here it is, the central statement from Lesson 326. I am forever an effect of God. Now, at first glance, that might just sound kind of poetic, but in the context of this teaching, every single one of those words is chosen very, very carefully. It's making a direct claim about our origin and our very nature. So what does it actually mean to be an effect of God? Well, according to the lesson, it means our entire identity comes directly from a divine source. We're not just some random thing that was made, we're a direct extension of the Creator. And here's the most important part of this whole idea. We are never separate from that source. That connection is permanent. It's unbreakable.
Now, if our true identity is all about connection, that idea runs head-on into a totally different way of thinking, what the Course calls the ego. And the ego, it's the part of our mind that is built entirely on the belief that we are separate.
And you can really see the two clashing right here, side by side. On the left, you've got the ego story. I'm this separate, individual person, and my worth is all tied up in my job, my successes, my failures. But then on the right, you have what this lesson is teaching. My real identity has nothing to do with what I do, but everything to do with what I am, an extension of love, defined only by my connection to my source. This is the core conflict that the lesson is trying to help us resolve.
And that's really the ultimate purpose here. This lesson is a tool. It's not just a cool philosophical idea to think about. It's meant to be a practical way to start dismantling those walls of separation the ego loves to build. The idea is that by doing that, we can move toward a state of real unity and, genuine inner peace.
Okay, so this is a fascinating concept, for sure. But how does it actually work in the real world? The lesson doesn't just leave us hanging with the theory. It gives us some pretty concrete ways to start putting this new identity into practice.
So, here are 3 practical steps the source suggests. First, meditation. Just taking some quiet time to actually feel that connection. Second, affirmations. Actively using words and phrases to help rewire our old thought patterns. And third, kindness, which is all about seeing that same divine connection in everybody else and then acting like it. It's about living the lesson, not just thinking about it.
And here's a perfect example of one of those powerful affirmations. Instead of thinking, I need to try harder to be a loving person, you affirm what the lesson says is already true. I am a reflection of God's love. You feel that subtle shift? It's the huge difference between trying to become something and just acknowledging what you already are.
The lesson also throws in a couple of other simple exercises. Things like journaling, which can really help you explore what this new identity means to you personally. Or even something as simple as a visual reminder, like a quote on your desk, that can help keep this idea front and center during a busy day.
So after all this, what's the end game? Where does really taking this lesson to heart lead us? Well, it's all about creating a massive fundamental shift in our entire perspective.
What this lesson is really inviting us to do is to stop identifying with all the temporary stuff, our jobs, our roles, even our bodies, and instead to start identifying with something that's eternal. It's the difference between seeing yourself as a person who has love and seeing yourself as an extension of love itself. That right there, that's the core transformation.
And all of this leaves us with a really powerful question to sit with, because this isn't just some abstract idea. It has the potential to ripple out into every corner of your life. So, what if it's true? What if you really are an effect of a divine source? How would that change your sense of purpose? And how would it change the way you see every single person you meet? That's a question that can keep unfolding long after this explainer is done.